Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the First Class, Second Place podcast. I'm your host, Jason Enrique, and we got another first-class guest up in the building today. But before we continue, I want to remind everybody that we are live in Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. Shout out to Mar Beyond the Glass. Hope everybody's doing well. And before we get into the guests, I just want to say really quick, if you're not aware, I am now the official co-host of the 2 a.m. Crew podcast with Rick H. Nonstop New York sports talk. If you're interested, tune in every Tuesday night at 8:30 on YouTube and all streaming platforms. You don't want to miss it, yes, indeed. And I also want to give a big shout out to Love Your Face Films, who recently just won Best Sci-Fi Film at the Brightside Film Festival for their work in Betty and Love and Hatred in Megawave City. And also a big shout out to Michelle Batista and Jasenia and everybody that was involved in the film Bitch I'm Early that won Best Comedy at Smodcast Film Festival. Shout out to Kevin Smith and everybody at Smodcast. So congratulations to all those involved. It was a pleasure seeing everybody there. All right, so we got that out of the way, and now it's time for my first class guest. Now, this is a guy that I've wanted to meet on so many occasions. I've heard about him. He's a legend in his own right. Everybody knows him throughout the city of Newark and so on and so forth. He's worked with some of the best, and he is first class all around. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Rock Davis is in the building. What is going on, Rock?
That was amazing, man. The presentation was amazing. How you set up, you bring all that down was amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah,
I'm always in awe of people's vernacular and how they spit things.
Yeah, you know, I don't believe too much in gatekeeping. So one thing that I take pride in when it comes to doing the show, and a lot of people compliment on the intro, is how many times has it been that somebody's been on a podcast and they do the whole spiel and everything and they have a guest and they'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna let my guest introduce them. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? And I never liked that because you're kind of putting the person in the spotlight when maybe they're already kind of nervous and they're trying to get themselves acclimated. And I feel like if you actually do the heavy lifting, then they can feel comfortable being their element and so on and so forth. So
because
that's a little tidbit for some of you podcasts.
No, that's actually accurate because I was supposed to have this whole presentation. Say, oh well, my name is such and such. It's too much. Yeah, so I'd rather you just like kind of usher it in.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been doing that since day one. I mean, in the beginning, I was that I'm gonna let my guests introduce themselves. But after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me do the heavy lifting. Let me make them feel acclimated.
It's a level of professionalism, and you're learning as you go. You know what I'm saying? What works and what doesn't work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
It's the same thing with anything.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, you are a proud product of Newark, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
So you're obviously born and raised there. So growing up in Newark, did you know pretty early on that you wanted to be in the arts? Like, because I know you pursued music at first, but it didn't pan out.
Oh my God.
And then afterwards, you pivoted into film. But let's talk about your early inspirations. Like, how did that come about growing up?
Yeah, so my father always had a studio in his basement.
Okay.
And, him and his brothers would come over there with like a lot of instruments and they'd play music all day. Me and my cousins would just be playing in the backyard, running around, doing stuff like that. So when I got to high school, my father had this little digital 8 camera, old digital 8 camera, and said, just play with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I see you trying to rap, but you ain't that good, so pick up the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I started doing that, and I went to school for it. So my father's situation was the one that kind of sparked everything. He was a stay-at-home dad. He was able to, raise his 3 boys and have a good time, like kind of like being like a hobbyist. That's the word, right? I said a hobbyist.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's the situation that got me into that because my father was always around the music and the video camera. So, obviously, if you have a father in the household, you kind of like take his footsteps and whatnot.
Sure,
so I was fortunate to have that, him being the king on the chessboard and my mother going to work every day making the money for us, whatever. So that's how it started. The early upbringing of me trying to be a filmmaker because I was trying to be a rapper, offbeat, stuff like that. All my friends killing it. I'm just like, bro, this ain't for me. And my father knew that. He would be down there with us sometimes, just hearing people rap. Blah blah blah. Because my father was like the father of the neighborhood. Okay. And in the Velsburg section between like Stuyvesant and Sanford. We lived on Meade Street. You know what I'm saying? So like a little 5-block radius. Like everybody knew him was the pops in the neighborhood. So he was always home. He was a stay-at-home dad. So he saw everything, making sure everybody was good. So it was just a good energy knowing that your house was the nucleus of the neighborhood.
I love that community feel of a neighborhood. I've been lucky to experience some of it here and there, even though I moved around a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the community is always a big thing, and that's kind of why I enjoy kind of what we do, like whether it's podcasting, filming,
I love
media.
Yes,
it's a very well-flowing machine as far as like community is concerned. Because for the most part, I'm not going to say everybody, but for the most part, we're all in it for the same reasons, and we're all going to one common goal. And we also love to. For me, it's always about collaboration. It's never really about competition.
I agree. I mean, I feel like competition is at the bottom. They say, I know it sounds cliche now, everybody uses that term, but collaboration's at the top, because there's no ego at that point. Everybody's where they want to be, so we can do things, whatever, professionally and, concisely and getting it done quickly and just outputting it, opposed to everybody trying to compete. Some things you ain't got those certain resources, so I ain't messing with you, and you ain't that good because we're at the bottom, or the level of professionalism at the bottom. So everybody's like thinking they there, but they not, whatever, and it shows. It exposes itself at the bottom.
Yeah.
But at the top, whatever, everybody's more efficient, on point, and ready to make things happen a little quicker.
So that's also pretty cool that you pretty much knew that you wanted to be in the arts as a young kid.
Yes, sir.
And, I think a lot of us have those kind of aspirations, but, life be lifing, as the kids say, and we pivot to other things. But I'm of the mindset that even if you take a hiatus, a break, whatever the case may be, and you go back to it, that just goes to show the passion that you have for it ultimately.
Yes.
And I've mentioned this on my show plenty of times before, where I think one of the reasons why my family kind of like discouraged me, whether there was intentional or not, it was because they thought I was trying to get rich and famous, when I don't think they really understood that, no, I really do want to fucking do this. I mean, this is something that gets me going. It turns me on. It gets my, my juices flowing.
Likewise.
So, when you have, I know that there's a lot of people out there that have families that are like talent-wise and musically inclined and all that stuff. But for me and my family, I'm an outlier. Like, everybody's just, they're doing the doctor or lawyer thing, or working 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. I work 9 to 5.
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't really have anybody in my family, with the exception of maybe one cousin, that's really into the arts. And so it was hard for me to. I basically had to find my own family outside of blood family in order to really, pursue it.
Okay. Yeah, that was the opposite for us, whatever, because my father was a stay-at-home dad, so it's just like, I've learned, I call it the 80-20 principle, like 20% effort, 80% profit. So even now, whatever, like, been self-employed forever, and I feel like I'm in control of my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I might chill for 4 days, but then work for 1 day, but that 1 day of work got me set up for the half of the month. You know what I'm saying? Financially and things of that nature. So, I actually learned that from my father. I just saw him just doing what he wanted to do, even though he had my mother working. So that was a part of his work regimen. Let me get people in place. Let me delegate and stuff like that. So I thought it was genius. And my father taught us how to play chess young. Young. I'm talking like young, like 5, 6. Like, my daughter know how to play. I'm going to get my son on it. But my daughter's like great at it. And I'm happy that my daughter jumped on it. My ex-wife, and, I would say I was a part of helping her learn it, but they really honed in because she was fun at playing chess. So, I'm just excited that I was able to be around people that was all about that. My father was a hobbyist, like I said before.
Yeah.
So it was all about the art. It's all about him painting, all about him doing music, all about lighting the cameras and stuff like that. So me and my 2 brothers, like, kind of picked that up. And still to this day, me and my 2 brothers, that's all we do. It's like, it's all creative stuff. We may not be rich, whatever, but we in control of our time, which is, I think that's the real goal.
Well, I'm of the mindset also that rich doesn't always have to equate to what your bank account is like. I think you could be rich in so
that's
many
killing
ways.
people too. That grind, all that extra grind. I feel like people are missing out on life, whatever, because they so caught out. No sleep. That grind. I'm like, are you enjoying anything?
One of the things that makes me laugh, because I used to be this way, and it goes and it shows how these younger kids think. These little whippersnappers, as I like to say, that whole thing when they go, "I sleep when I'm dead."
Yeah, I'm like, all right. Yeah.
Okay, I laugh because I used to have that mentality as well. Me too. But then afterwards, I grew up, and I'm like,
start realizing, yeah.
And now, dude, I value my naps like a motherfucker.
That's right. Yeah, I take naps every day. I'm 47, so I'll definitely get those in, no matter what.
You don't look 47, so you must be getting your beauty rest.
Yeah, I look 46. like a year younger. Yeah. That's why he said I would laugh. That's why he said that to me. You don't look 47, you look 46.
I love that.
Birthday October 1st coming up. Yeah, about to be 48.
Nice.
So, quick little sidebar. I'm trying to do a photo shoot. Like the first 48, they had the what's that, like a cop show? Like the first 48 hours, they trying to figure out the crime. Yeah. So I'm trying to take a picture of from that angle, like that high angle looking down.
Yeah.
Like a corner, like me sitting there with like some like food. What I was saying, like, because they say if you're eating or you're interrogating, that means you're telling on somebody. So it's just like an analogy saying the first 48, my first 48 years on this earth. And I'm being, that's that kind of thing. So hopefully I can pull that off before October.
I mean, hey, anything's possible. Yeah. You just got to stay on the grind, man. So one of the things that in my research that I found out that we have a little bit of similarities is that you went to Jersey City University.
Yeah, in JC.
Yeah, and you majored in communications.
Yes.
Now, I went to PCCC, Passaic County Community College, and I majored in communications. However, I am a college dropout. I never got to finish school. Ultimately, it
didn't mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
To me, it didn't mean nothing, but I had to go ahead.
Right. But if anybody wants to know more of that story, you can check out the last episode. We got into more detail. Shout out to Nora for that.
Okay.
But anyway, based, despite my experience and how it didn't work out for me collegiately, I mean, you said it didn't matter, but maybe you could expand a little bit on
Oh yeah,
your experience about it.
so looking back on it, it didn't matter. But some of the people I've met, actually my college sweetheart, who I'm with now, whatever, after all these years. So
Nice.
that's wild, and that's a story within itself.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. It was definitely an experience. Like I became a man in college, whatever. So I can't really say it didn't matter. I'm just talking about that piece of paper because I don't even know where that piece of paper is at.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. The piece of paper I don't know. And then I can't tell you last time I did a resume. Like what as a filmmaker, I'm not. You show somebody a reel. That's like wow, this little video clip. So it didn't matter in that sense because a lot of times I was out in these streets. It's just like clubs, studios, meeting people everywhere. I'm talking about back in the day on VHS. I was like, yo, here go my reel on the VHS tape. Then DVDs came out like right on the cusp of it. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously, the internet came, whatever. So you got your own page and then websites and things of that nature. So I didn't see the whole gambit of like how it kind of transpired from very analog to very digital. It's almost like So going to college was a great time because I had friends. I was seeing how other people, because obviously coming from Newark, it's like more of a Afro-American community. So when I went to NJCU, like right across the water, and then we had Asians, Indians, blacks, Spanish, and like that. Whatever. So I just thought it was amazing, and like kind of being diplomatic for who I am, coming from Newark.
Yeah.
And it was just cool, just kind of talking to other people and seeing it. It was definitely a culture shock because my whole life was just like from kindergarten up was just Afro-American experiences.
Yeah.
So when I got to college, whatever, it was mind-boggling. I was like, wow, you think like this, you think like that, your family's like this and like that. And it made me realize like, wow, my family is cool too because, I mean, everybody's kind of put together on campus because you're here trying to further your education. So you're not really here to play. So I thought being in that world was a good segue for me becoming an adult in a sense, whatever, because now I'm seeing everybody's being serious about their education. We're all trying to climb, so you can't play around. So quick little story, me and my man, my best friend, me and my man Samad, we came from Newark, and that first class in 1995, it was the first time they brought the football team back.
Okay.
So everybody on that football team, the only two people, I remember my coach said that to us when we graduated. He said, yo, you and Samad, only people that graduated that came in 1995. We have 58 players on that football team. Only us two graduated. Stayed in there, stayed through the whole thing and graduated. So I thought I was proud of that. Me and my best friend from Newark, only two people that graduated. I mean, people came from everywhere. Played in. They was coming from out of state, everywhere, whatever. So we were the only two that graduated from 1995. So that was a proud moment for us. Like, yo, we was the only people that made it and graduated through the whole college experience.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So you just mentioned that you came from the era where you were right on the cusp where everything was from like VHS to DVDs and now everything's all digital, so on and so forth. You being in the game so long and doing what you have been doing for so long, what do you feel like are the pros and cons of how it's the evolution since then?
I just think you got to weave through a lot of crap now because everybody's doing it. Because it don't mean it's going to be good because everybody can just pick up a camera and say you got a business card, say I'm in business. So it's still a learning curve.
Yeah.
So I think this Instagram world has made everybody skip a lot of things, whatever, and just thinking I arrived without putting the work in. Still looks good. It might look good in like the two, but you can tell there's a lot of little cracks in a lot of people's work. So I think where I came from, actually being in film one class, being in a photo class, when I'm seeing the actual water, putting the paper in the water, and you seeing the image come to life in the dark room. I came from that. So
in the red room,
I have a better appreciation for just the image itself.
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, people are doing killer stuff with that because the technology's made things more beautiful and in a smaller frame. You know what I'm saying? A smaller camera housing. Like these camera sets, shit looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a level of love that you have to have for things to be good for you.
Absolutely.
Visually. Yeah. So that's the cons of it. Like I feel like it's just too many people doing it, which is cool because you're trying to get your ideas out. And the pros of it is it's just like I was able to be in control of my time. Even though I'm freelance, I still consider myself a freelance, whatever, because I'm independent, I'm self-contained, and I run my business and stuff like that based off of me. But at the same time, I definitely want to just like kind of have some kind of residual income, like I do more films, and instead of being work for hire all the time, instead of being everything lives and dies with me. I guess like if I'm going, then my business is pretty much done up, right? So I still want to kind of create some kind of situation where even if I'm not operating, it's still being successful and still being ran.
Right.
So I think that's the pros of just trying to do it at a high level and being successful and delivering. the high end. So that's the pros of just like being consistent and seeing the evolution of it and seeing new technology and things of that nature. Say, oh, I can use this, I can implement this, so this will look better and stuff like that. But the cons of it is pretty much just everybody's doing it, and you got to weed through a lot of BS to get that quality that you're looking for.
Right. Yeah. You know, aside from being in movies, I've always been a big hip hop head, especially like I come from the era of loud records, as I like to say.
Five,
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So Steve Rifkin, if people don't know, he was the CEO of Loud Records, and I remember back in 2006. I was reading an article on Double XL where they were talking, because this is around the time when record sales were down, and you've seen a lot of like independent artists and so on and so forth. And we haven't even reached to like Spotify and Apple Music yet. People are still you know, downloading things on LimeWire and shit like that. But he said something along the lines like, if you are an artist and you at least have a hardcore fan base of 200K people, your best bet is to go independent. Especially if you're really trying to put food on the table and a roof over your head.
That's smart. He said that.
So that's in the music industry. Any relatable in the film industry as well, and like the benefits of being independent as opposed to being mainstream.
Well, mainstream is like you have to get into those doors, whatever unionize is like one SAG-AFTRA, stuff like that. And then it's just like you said, the gatekeeping, and I'm not saying it's like the good old boys club. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right, but you know, it's hard to get in there because everything is a lot of nepotism. So I love the independent route because it was something that I thought I wanted to do, and I hit the ground running. And still to this day, I'm independent, and I made a living off of it for the last 27 years, pretty much, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's a long time when you really think about. That's 27 years. I remember I first started when I graduated. I was 20, and I'm 47 now. So I'm just like, I put a lot of work in, and I've been around the world, traveled. Raised families off of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Created kids and married, stuff like that. So I just feel like that's a win for me that I was able to do it and still be able to do it and not fret and give up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about this whole thing with being a filmmaker, because I'm just in charge of my time, and you know what I'm saying? I've been fortunate to be one of the ones that do good work. I'm just not here and just, you know, just saying I'm here and I'm doing crappy work and stuff like that. And that's what irked the hell out of me too. I hear stuff where people saying, "Yo, you completed the film." I'm like, "Is it good though?" Like, I don't believe in just because you did it.
I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah, like but that's anything. Like as you was a kid going to movies, whatever, you didn't go there and say, "Okay, some audio issues, don't look good, whatever." You just never thought that.
Right.
So why do I have to be subjected to this shit now? Like I gotta come to this thing and it's bad, but I gotta act like it's fresh. I'm like, come on, man.
First and foremost, you're preaching.
I know I said a lot.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, my audience loves it, and I love it, and I love that you just being yourself. But I'm actually glad that you said that, because that's something that I think that there's synchronicity between us as well. And I'll give you an example. And there's also kind of like something that's, you know, pretty interesting about the whole spiel. So I remember a couple of years ago, I got invited to a film premiere to a movie theater that's no longer in Patterson anymore.
Okay.
So it was one of those independent theaters. So I got invited by somebody that was a former guest of mine, and they say, check this out. And I'm, yeah, sure, I'll come and support it. Long story short, the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Everything was bad about it.
I'm sure you probably see worse after that too. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
pretty bad, but not to that level.
I understand.
But here's the silver lining here.
Okay.
Even though that movie was fucking horrible, and it was, one thing that I couldn't shake was that you could feel the passion from this guy that's trying to. Even though it's a movie I would never want to see again, I will appreciate two things. I would appreciate the fact that at least you could tell that he was passionate about this project. It really meant a lot to him through the screen, and that says a lot as opposed to people that really can't emote that through a screen. And second, I think that we put too much of like it's almost like we gotta lift up people to a certain extent where like we have to give them their flowers and the grace, because let's face it, even if it was a crap movie, I'll give them credit over somebody that says, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And they don't even get the ball rolling on that, you know? And you know, it's also kind of hypocritical for me because I'm kind of in the stages of trying to write my first short film right now. And I'm just going through the ups and downs of it. Like I remember I did it like a first draft, and then afterwards I didn't like it, so I threw it out and then started all over again. So
it's definitely a process.
Yeah, I haven't reached that point yet, but at least that person did.
Okay.
And you know, it even kind of goes into the podcast as well, because I know and I might get in trouble for saying this, but there's been a lot of people that have reached out to me, and I appreciate them inquiring about being on the show. But I have a level of integrity that I feel like I have to hold on to, and I have to respectfully decline. And it's a shitty feeling because I don't like. I don't like, refusing people, and I could tell that they're passionate and they appreciate it, but I don't want that to be a gut punch to them. But so it's really tough at times.
Yeah, it's just like I said, everybody can't get trophies. That's what I just say.
Yeah,
just we're all in the game, but that's like NFL. Every player, and then it's like the Super Bowl, but all y'all get a trophy too. Like
exactly, no participation trophies.
Yeah. Just like, and then that's like it's a creative medium, so it has to be technically sound, so I can get into the creative part of it. Mm-hmm. So that's just how I feel about when we're dealing with this visual stuff. Like, it has to be technically sound first, because that's what anything does. Like, yo, if you want to buy a Benz, whatever, imagine that shit don't work. You're gonna be like,
I have a little bit of a better analogy. It's almost like, when it comes to relationships.
Okay, wow. Okay.
All right, so looks don't have to be everything. Like, you don't have to be with like a Nia Long or a Scarlett Johansson looking type of girl, but you have to be attracted to them in some level. There has to be some kind of mutual attraction physically before you actually hear somebody open their mouth and get to know them. Like, there has to be a visual appreciation for it. So you kind of go through film with that as well. We're like, you want it to be aesthetically pleasing so that it can rope you in, and then afterwards it can take you on a ride.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I feel the same way. It's just like, we have to. Even if, so this is my point. Even if it's independent, you don't have the money, whatever, still, you can do stuff technically sound. Like this little thing I'm doing, this little Instagram little series called Rock With Me. Like, I'm telling my friends or whatever, that's creators, what I say, yo, if you got an idea that's under 2 minutes or whatever, I'll shoot it, whatever, because I want to keep the stuff going. I just want to create a platform to keep me sharp.
I remember when you sent me the first episode. That shit was fire.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's that kind of thing. I just want to stay sharp with my friends, my creative friends. And there's no money in that.
No.
That's my point. Whatever. So I don't want people to think you need money to get this stuff done right in this world.
Right. No. And you really have to know that before getting into this racket is that it's not going to be a get rich quick scheme. It's you can't even really do it for monetary reasons. If you want to do it for monetary reasons,
there's too many people doing it too. For one.
If you want to do it for monetary reasons, go try to be a star on TikTok or something. Who knows?
Imagine Spielberg trying to come out in this era.
Oh,
he'll be like, okay, he's fresh, but I'm fresh too. So you would say that too. Spielberg is so dope, but I'm fresh too. Back in the day, whenever you were just in awe of the process of a movie being made and seeing it as a kid, you just like, wow, because it was very theatrical, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays, when they got independent films, whatever, it's like the budget and stuff like, so it's not really theatrical about it. If we want to break it down technically, we just like independent. I got this idea, I'm shooting this house, I'm walking outside, and 4 or 5 minute film and stuff like that. So I'm just amazed at how we have to just tell people that we like it. Like, why we can't be honest? Like, nah, that wasn't it.
Right.
So I want that kind of energy going on, because I'm just like, yo, it has to stop somewhere. All this bad production.
Yeah. Now, this continue on the conversation about production.
Okay.
And this is something that's a little controversial. I hope I don't get too much in trouble with it. But one of my favorite hip hop artists is a guy by the name of Fonte. He's in a group called Little Brother from North Carolina. Okay. He used to do movie reviews on YouTube, and he doesn't do them anymore.
Okay.
But I remember when he reviewed Think Like a Man 2. Now, I like the first one. The second one was trash. I agree. And he even agreed with that. And at the end of his review, he said, I'm always going to be a supporter of black cinema, but sometimes we got to call bullshit when we see it. So with that being said, one of my favorite filmmakers, Spike Lee. I love Ryan Coogler. I love all these, African-American, and Barry Jenkins, all these people that are doing different things. But it seems like, creative-wise, everybody is appreciating that kind of art form, but everybody wants to go the 50 Cent route, where everybody's trying to do the next Power. Like, Power has become such a big part of the culture that it seems like everybody wants to do something of that ilk.
I understand.
So, in a way, I feel like, I'm not African-American, obviously, but I think that in some ways it's detrimental to, it's almost like putting you guys in a box.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, everything has to be, so Power was amazing. So,
I'm a Power fan.
Yeah, so I just, like you said, I just think hip hop has put us in that pigeonhole. Like, yo, it has to be street, has to be this, whatever, has to have a level of gangsterism in it and stuff like that. It can't just be a simple love story. It can't be this, whatever, because we feel like people are not going to buy into it, whatever, because it's not edgy enough for us to like kind of sit through it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think I think they put us in a pigeonhole, and it's like we monolithic in the sense like, okay, that's all they want. What else? We're gonna feed them that. If it's not a comedy, it's gonna be something that's dealing with gangsterism.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to stay away from that. Even my 2 films that I've done, one is a documentary about co-parenting, and then one is about a film about a dude trying to get a film done.
Mm.
So I write what I know. So
it's meta.
Yeah. So that's my take on. Hopefully, somebody can just hear this and say, just write what you know. Like it don't have to be a certain genre. Like even when I wrote my script, whatever. I remember I sat with some people that was possibly going to buy the film. They said we liked the film. It's not even the format. But I said, yeah, I just wrote what I know and I just shot it. So I didn't really care about the art of storytelling. When I just had this idea and I did it. I was fortunate enough to kind of pull it off. You know what I'm saying? So I say to that just pretty much is like, just write what you know. It don't have to be something that everybody's doing for it to be successful.
Right. And by that same token, do you think that sometimes when people chase perfection, it could be also their own detriment?
So to answer that question, like perfection, like me, again, like I said, technically the perfection has to be there, technically, because that's just what it is. Like this couch is perfection. That's why it's on the market. It's been, what's the word they call it when you got to look at it over and over, process of elimination. They got it on an assembly line. It has to be complete, and we got it, right?
Yes.
So perfection to that degree, yes, I think you have to do that technically. But as far as trying to check all the boxes to make sure everybody liked the project, I think you're going to lose in that regard.
Like if you're basically just chasing the end result.
Yeah. So I think that's perfection, checking all the boxes. So if you think about checking all the boxes, that's pretty much what perfection is. Okay, good. So everything's checked. It's just like what I said before, just like putting this in, all the dots in there, right? That's perfect. So it's ready to go. But creatively, sometimes perfection ain't what it's supposed to be. Sometimes the magic is in a little imperfection and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
So I just think even acting, whatever. So I always tell actors too, I say, yo, forget the lines. Like just talk, you know what I'm saying? Just get it out, get the emotion out. Even if you stutter through this, whatever. That's real life. If I'm arguing with you, whatever, I'm not gonna be this poised, whatever. I might say a line that's like off beat, whatever, but it's in the process of us arguing. And it's not perfect. So to answer your question, I think yes. I think chasing that perfection of trying to check all the boxes is a problem.
Yeah, I think you worded it actually a lot better than I was trying to say.
Okay.
I think you eloquently put it.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes I be rambling. But.
No. I think you basically got the words out that I was trying to say. But let's go off of what you were talking about with the 2 films that you did. I mean, you did a documentary.
Can I take a 2-second break? I just want to, if it's rolling, because I got to post this thing at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm going to do it right now, actually.
Okay.
But you can say what you got to say. I don't want to stop.
Okay. So with the projects that you just mentioned, the two, one's a documentary and one's a short film.
Film. It's a feature film.
Feature film, yes.
It's called my first feature, and then the other one, the documentary, is called What About Us?
Got you.
Yeah.
But going with the documentary, I want to talk about that one a little bit because, as I mentioned before, I'm not a father.
Okay.
I've never been married, but I did have a father that was married and was divorced and had 3 kids.
Wow. Okay.
And so I only saw from from his standpoint of some of the mental health struggles that he had to deal with as a divorced person, supporting kids and, having to see his kids live in a different state while he still support them and so on and so forth. And that's a world that I don't know anything about. And I don't even know it's something that I want to know about. But
no, I mean,
but I'm still fascinated.
It has the pros and cons. Yeah.
But I'm still fascinated to know from a different perspective. And being that you are a father and you were also divorced and you basically made a documentary about it.
Yes.
And one of the things that I take pride in with this podcast is mental health is definitely a huge talking point, especially within the minorities like Blacks, Hispanics, Asians, whatever. And especially with men, because I feel like the light doesn't get shone.
Yeah, nobody care about men,
right? Well,
like we got to care about ourselves more than anybody,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
But I try to bring awareness to that. So I guess I want to know a little bit more about the documentary and what you learned about yourself more while you were in production of that documentary, because I'm pretty sure that there was some epiphanies and eye-opening experiences that you had. So when I first
was going through it, my first ex-wife, whatever, I thought it was hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, I feel like everybody's being tortured in the process, right? So I said I wanted to turn that pain into something like creative. So I started interviewing people. I said, man, let me talk about this stuff and see if I'm the only one. And I realized like everybody going through it. Everybody kind of going through it to a certain degree, right? And then I started writing like little reenactments just to kind of touch upon certain things. And then when I actually premiered it back in November 2024, everybody came up to me and was like, wow, he said, yo, this is mind-boggling because I'm going through this. I'm going to call my mother, my child now tomorrow and just say, how you doing? Just checking up on them because everybody got so many trauma-based experiences with, you know, getting together with somebody, that it not working out, you having children, and then you stuck with this, and your kid is pretty much a casualty of war. Even though they might turn out fine and they'd be fine, but it's still like a thing that the mother and the father both got to try to figure this out for the kid.
Mm.
But then I find out too, like a lot of times the kids don't even care about, you know, but they just want to be kids. Dad, can I get $5? Oh, I got this going on. I don't even care about that.
I agree with that because
You know
I
what I'm saying?
remember.
I'm just trying to live my life. As a
I remember
kid.
6 or 7-year-old Jason living that
Really?
same mind state. Yeah.
So for me, as the man of it, whatever, I feel guilty a little bit because, you know what I'm saying, you know you're the provider of the family, you want to be there, you want your kids to really see you. Because I saw my father every day. My father was fortunate enough to like not work and to have his wife, you know, just kind of be the breadwinner, which is surreal in that time that he was doing it, right?
Mm-hmm. It's even surreal now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, yeah. So to be a parent and not see your kids every day, that's tough for me, but I deal with it. But as far as if it don't work, and then cause I'm a big fan of not just sitting in something if I don't want to be there or if it's not working. I want to have a real talk, say, yo, it's not working, let's blah, blah, blah. So, not to get in detail or whatever, but I'm very grateful for the mother of my children. They're taking care of my kids. It's super dope how they hold my kids together. And that's all I could ever want, that the people I was with, they're good.
Mm.
They're not bent out of shape, they're not beat up. Life hasn't like kind of ripped them apart. And I'm proud of that because I feel like I picked the right woman at the time. And if it didn't work out, we still able to, you know, we're able to, you know, operate and not like, oh, this shit broke me down and I can't operate and life is so bad now. So I commend them. I commend them on that. So I just want to show them some love in that regard. So that film is about that. But a lot of times it's not always like that. It's a lot of pain in that. I spoke to a lot of guys, a mental health thing. I had a couple guys crying, like, yo, this is awful. You understand? So that's why I did it. Not so much. Not so much. I know this might sound crazy, sexy. I did it for me. You know what I'm saying? The man in me. I said I need to get this out because I'm going through some pain right now. So I need to figure out what else is going on out here so I can deal with it. So I need to get all this research from all these people to give me the interviews. I need to get all this information, whatever. So I just don't think it's just me dealing with it. Right. When I start hearing the story, I say, oh, my situation ain't that bad because you're going through this. Make me feel a little better. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I was fortunate enough to kind of turn that pain into something creative. And that's what that film was about. What About Us, about co-parenting and all the intricacies and how people can cope with it and what's the best solution for your situation to keep yourself going.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Well, I haven't been able to see either one of these films. But
I got you.
Yeah, but one film I did happen to see, which is now available on streaming services, Steps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. My man Rob Morgan.
Exactly. Yeah. That was actually a pretty good film. So, I mean, how did that come about?
So, shout out to my man Eddie Harris, Jersey City native, dope writer. He was had this idea, and then shout out to my old partner Jay Rodriguez. We both co-directed that film. Mm-hmm. We shot it in Jersey City a lot. I think most of it we shot in Jersey City.
Right. Yeah. It looked very familiar.
It was super dope. It was just a good time. We shot it in January. It was freezing out there, but we had a good time. Yeah. This is 2014.
Wow, yeah, it goes way back.
Yeah, it's 14. Yeah, it's a 14. Yeah, because I remember January is the top of the year. It's 14, and it was just an amazing thing. You know, dealing with the actors and everybody's in the trenches, and we trying to make it happen. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And just to let you all know, I'm telling the audience here that this guy has certainly worked with the best of the best. I mean, he's worked with Redman, he's worked with Method Man, he's worked with Boogie with a Hoodie, he's worked with Lil Durk. He's worked with Casanova. He's worked with Sage the Gemini. I mean,
it was like Diddy's, the Khaled's, the Mary J. Blige's, Nas's. So it's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
I kind of bring that up not just to show your accomplishments.
Okay.
But this is the part where I'm getting a little selfish myself.
Okay.
Meaning that I'm fighting a little bit of an imposter syndrome that I can't believe that I have a man of your caliber in this studio right now talking to me, talking shop and so on and so forth. And that's one of the things that I feel like even a lot of artists have to go through with their own personal demons, insecurity, body dysmorphia, mental health issues, whatever. Yeah. And being able to tell the fact that you were able to turn your pain into art with the documentary, I think that's one of the keys to actually honing your craft and
Yes,
doing
sir.
something that you love.
You gotta live
and
life a little bit.
While you're also healing yourself, and
Oh my
you're
God,
also
yes, sir.
you're also doing a great service by spreading the message to other people that felt just like you, because maybe you may not have spoken to every divorced dad that's going through it, but if somebody will watch it and they'll know exactly what you went through or what everybody else went through.
So I haven't put neither of my films out, but in 2026 I'm gonna go through the process of getting them out. Yeah, so I've been holding on until like it's a Dr. Dre the Chronic album, but it ain't that. So I'm like, let's get them out now.
The detox album.
It's time to get it out. So that's where I'm at with. I'm like, okay, it's time to put it out, because like I said, I feel like a lot of people know me, but nobody know me in the sense of the film world, because I don't have anything out. Obviously, I have Stepside, whatever. That was so long ago. So now it's something that I help produce and direct both of the films, whatever. So I'm excited about, just kind of getting them out there in the streaming platform so everybody can get a chance to see them.
And I'm also fascinated about the acting program that you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start that back up. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I don't know you as an actor.
Okay.
But you're obviously a director and a photographer, but I feel like you have the magic eye to actually show and teach people that want to get into this racket and this is art form, with sharing your vision, your ideas, your experiences, so on and so forth.
Sir.
And I could tell, and that's one of the beautiful things about being an artist, is that you don't have to just stick to one thing. You don't have to be put in a box. You know, you could also teach people that want to be in front of the camera, and you the one that's behind it. And that's, again, goes back to collaboration. And they could probably learn something from a director that they may not learn from a classically trained acting teacher.
I agree. Yes. So I made it clear that I'm not an acting coach.
Right.
I'm just saying I've been around some of the best, some of the some of the biggest entertainers, whatever. So, and they trust me with an idea and a vision and execution. So I think I know a little bit about acting, blocking, and what your motivation is and things of that nature. So I said, if you on the fence about trying to be an actor or actress, take this little crash course program that I'm giving to kind of get yourself acclimated. So, okay, this is not as scary as I thought it would be. And then take it further. Then go take some other classes somewhere else. I'm just saying, you might have fun, being comfortable around me and just having a good time and like trying to learn what this acting thing is about from a director standpoint.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm making it clear I'm not an acting coach.
Right.
I'm not an actor, so I'm a director. That's the one that's got to sit there and say, cut. Oh, that's not the way we want to do it. So I think I have the authority. I think Martin Scorsese said it the best back in the day. He said, "Oh, I'm like the father, and these actors like my children." And I think that's a true statement.
Yeah, no, I truly believe in that, because, like I said, you'll learn something from a different perspective than somebody that's a classically trained actor. And it also prepares an actor and the director for the collaboration, because I think that one of the things that is a detriment in this business sometimes is ego. You have somebody that is a classically trained. There's been so many times where, like, you have somebody that has all these accolades, they won all these awards, they won all these things, and then they happen to work with a young hotshot director and be like, "Who the fuck are you? I've won awards. I've done this. I've done that."
Yeah. I hate that. I hate that.
And I just think that maybe if there was more programs like yours, people can avoid that kind of confrontation.
I agree. So what I've learned about that, I think we're in a world that everybody's so self-proclaimed. So I've been fortunate enough not to say much, whatever. Like, people would show me love and tell me what I was doing. And that's like, I feel like that's critically acclaimed. I think critically acclaimed is different from So I like that better than me saying I do this, I do that, whatever. I just let the work speak for itself.
Yeah.
And the ego, that's a part of ego, whatever. Like, I hate, because like I said, when I first started, I wasn't really happy about being around people in front of the camera. I just wanted to do the work and go say here and go hide and whatever. But I think social media has made me have to, talk your shit a little more than anything. But,
are you more comfortable with now?
Big time. Yeah, because I feel like Instagram and social media is like a big commercial.
Yeah.
You put it out and you go away, whatever. So I'm honestly never on Instagram looking at anybody else's stuff, seeing what people are doing, whatever. Because it takes away from me. I feel like I'd be so happy in my little space. So for me to try to compare myself or look at somebody what they doing, that should drive me crazy.
I'm glad you said that, because that is the healthy way.
Drive me crazy.
That's the healthy way to approach it.
Yeah, but that's the honest to God truth. I'm never feeling bad about nobody's success. I'm always happy for people, and people will tell you I'm like very, very hands-on with this stuff as far as like making sure everybody feel good around me and making sure I'm just one of the fellas. I'm just one of the dudes on set. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep that the way it is.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And what else you got going on in the works as far as like?
So I'm in the process, like I said, just going through the process of getting these films out officially. I always get called for doing like a lot of music video stuff. That never stops, whatever. And then, but just recently, honestly, I just been like living life in a sense, whatever, just like taking a breather, because I feel like I've been going hard for so long. For these last, like the top of the year, for these last, I'm gonna say 7 months. Even though I've been working, but I really just been to myself, just like taking my time. Like I wake up in the morning and go for walks because I live downtown Newark. You know, just out there because it's nice out too. I'm just outside, like wow, I've been missing out on just like waking up and smelling the coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse in that too, because obviously family thing is not what it used to be, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm back to myself. I feel like I needed that.
You know, one of the things I feel like I could appreciate about you is that maybe there's a chance that one day you'll be up on the likes of like Spike Lee or Ryan Coogler. But one thing that I don't think that can ever be taken away is your love for the community. And I feel like you, based on people that I've talked to and what I've seen from a distance, is that like you were very community driven, very heavily into it. And I think that that is a beautiful thing to be an inspiration for people that want to get into this as well. And I don't know if that's like a huge cross to bear for you, or it's just something that like you wear with pride. I just know that it's winners and losers, right? And a lot of times that be in your head, like if you're a winner or a loser. Like you can look at me like I'm a winner, but in my head I'm like, oh, life sucks, whatever. That's on me, right? So I just feel like you said, the community thing is important for me because I grew up in that. I was the nucleus. Me and my 2 brothers and my father was the nucleus in the neighborhood. So that's all I know. Like people come up, you need this, you need help with this, whatever. I can help you do this, and you need blah blah blah. So I'm always thinking about everybody. And me being a Libra makes it even better for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm balancing everything, whatever. So I like that. So if I was probably a different sound or I had a different upbringing, I'll probably be a little different based on that. But my upbringing was pretty much like, yo, we are the nucleus. What do people need for us to kind of be in celebration and in harmony with each other? Right. And that's you can ask anybody in my childhood. Like that's always been us. I'm saying just engaging and very welcoming to people. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So it holds for me to this day still.
Right. So I've mentioned this on the podcast before, and I mentioned it with you, where I always say that my favorite part of the show is what we're doing right now. Okay. The pre and post is not exactly my favorite thing. Like I like that. Like I'm not big into like the promos and social media, even though I should.
I understand. I'm the same way.
I honestly feel
you'll find me when you find me. Yeah.
I truly believe that the only reason I have social media at this point is because I have these things to promote. Yeah. Instead of just showing off everyday life. I'm not out here like if I'm at like a diner or something, I'm not going to tag myself and show people what I'm eating at that particular moment in time. Nothing against people that do that, but that's just not how I'm wired. But
that's a fact.
Yeah, but like you being a director and working on projects and stuff, obviously when you're filming and doing all that stuff, that's the good stuff. That's the fun part.
Yes,
you're working on your art. What about the pre and post stuff? Is that just more of a headache than people realize?
No, I mean you talking about post production and all that. Yeah. No, I love it. So, but my films, I added both of my films. That's the happy place to me. When it was something, it's an idea that I had, and I got it all in. I feel like I got it right technically on set. So that's fun for me. The post part of it. That's the work. That's the work stuff that nobody wants to do. I can't say for everybody, obviously, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. So work is being done. But for me, whatever, it's always been about completing it. Because I saw the statement say even at 99.9%, it's still not done. You got that extra 1 point whatever to make it 100%. Right. That's the completion. That's the satisfaction for me. You understand?
Yeah. Now, as far as like preparation is concerned, there's 2 different directors that pop out to me. Okay. One is Clint Eastwood.
Wow. Okay.
And he's infamous. I don't want to say infamous, but he's very well known for always doing everything in one take. Always finishes ahead of schedule, keeps the budget under wraps.
Yeah, because he know you know when you know.
Right, and he has that kind of preparation, and that's how he does it. And then you also have Warren Beatty, who is infamous for taking like 300 takes. I remember there was one, I read somewhere where he was doing the movie Reds, and he was doing a scene with Jack Nicholson, and they kept on taking takes after takes after takes after takes. Yeah. And Jack Nicholson got so mad, he was like, tell me what the fuck you want and I will give it to you. But that Warren Beatty was infamous for directing that way. He would just go over and over.
I'm the opposite, I'm more like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, but that's just his style. Now it's his preparation. And it worked because he ended up winning Oscars and stuff like that. Yeah. So I guess what I was going to ask is like, how does your preparation work?
So it's more of a Clint Eastwood thing because I know, especially if I'm editing it, if I see it, whatever, there's no need to take it again. It might be 2 takes, 3 takes, whatever, but it's not going to be 17. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even a lot of times in my films, it It was like one take. So I was like, oh, I got it. You sure? I was like, yeah, because I'm seeing it in real time. I got the, because I'm a DP too, so the camera's normally in my hand as well.
I see. I think
Yeah,
that's
shout out to my man Ish too. One of my
I think that's why you
my
have
ace
the
in the hole.
advantage.
Yeah.
I think that's why you had the advantage. But I also know that there's some directors will have that thing where like they want to just get maybe a couple more takes because maybe they find something that they didn't initially project or expect or predict.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's definitely a preference.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I like moving fast. I like keeping the energy going, whatever. So I feel like things start getting a little daunting, especially on the independent route.
Yeah.
So I want to, like you said, I'm more of a Clint Eastwood projection opposed to the Warren Beatty situation. Yeah. Which I didn't know that about him.
Yeah.
But I knew that about Clint Eastwood. I knew that about Clint Eastwood. Though.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, Warren Beatty
very organic and like I heard even like we'd be talking now, the camera be rolling. He'd be like, "Are you ready? Go." You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I think that's like super dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
and it was working because not only did he put the projects out on time, because there's a deadline, and there's budgets, and he was always able to deliver on time and under budget. So it's definitely worked.
Plus, he's been in the game forever too, so I know he's like, yo.
If I'm not mistaken, he's almost to 100, and he's still doing.
Is he?
He's definitely in his 90s.
If he 80s maybe?
No, definitely 90s, bro. I'm telling you. You can Google it right now. He's definitely somewhere in his 90s.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I know, and the
he's
fact that
still directing,
and he's still directing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is inspirational, right there, man.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah,
I love it.
So, before we get out of here, to anybody out there that's listening and watching this, they have dreams, they have aspirations, they want to do something with their life, but they feel negative connotations like fear, discouragement,
yeah, the big one.
Insecurity, whatever the case may be. For a person that has been able to do what you love and has been able to do it so eloquently and for a long time, what would you say to those people that are listening and watching right now?
I say, get the business aspect of it. I think fear comes from not knowing. So I feel like if you want to be something, I'm speaking from a director standpoint. I think obviously you have a love for it, whatever, but understand that you have to deliver. You have to be a man of your word. A few times that I've called people like, yo, it ain't gonna be done tonight, my bad. But they saw, thank you for calling me, let me know. So my biggest thing, it's not even a creative
aspect.
Yeah, it's more of a like, we in the world, everything is so business now. Everybody's so, which is great. Everybody's so on their business, and I love that. So I'm telling filmmakers because I know you want to get somebody's work. I know you want to get the work with them, but you have to deliver as well. So I'm just saying, just be a man of your word or a woman of your word. Just like, and even if you're falling behind, let them know that, so the client is not up your ass about certain things, whatever. At least they know, they notified.
Yeah.
So I would just say that word is everything. Because I feel like my name has been good because my word has always been 100% when it comes to that, the business aspect of me creating and delivering.
Not to sound corny, but that's rock solid.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yes, sir.
So, you mentioned the two projects that haven't been put out yet, but for people that actually want to see your work and all the great things you've done, where can they find them? Like, I know that you can find steps on like Prime and Tubi and stuff like that.
I gotta come back to that because my stuff is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm in the middle of revamping my website, taking my website down. Like I said, for the last 5-6 months, I've been to myself, but I kind of been off the grid. And like, even though I've been working, but I know me personally, I know I've been off my grind.
Okay.
Just to live this new lifestyle that I have, and to say, I got that ready.
Yeah.
And now let me get back to work. Because for so long, I was in a certain way of living. I'm saying being married twice. I mean, this is back to back. It was like no gaps in between that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So so now I have time to myself, whatever. So I said, let me live a little bit to see what this life is about, and let me get back to work. So.
Well, if there's any people that want at least a glimpse, a taste of what this
they go to my IG. I just go to my Instagram.
Not just IG, but you also got like the Redman video. I'm on that bullshit. Boogie with a hoodie.
I mean, if you YouTube, or if you put my name in YouTube, Rock Davis, all that'll come up.
And shout out to Vertical Jones.
Yeah, sir. Oh my God, Vertical is one of my favorite people on this earth. This is my guy. It's a lot of people I didn't shout out, but y'all know who y'all are. Yeah.
All right, so we're about to close out this episode a little bit. Before we do, it's now time for everybody's favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for This or That. If you've never seen if you've never seen the show before, what happens is I will ask my guests here multiple choice questions. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just what you like best. And it's just a nice way to end the episode on a positive note and for people to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, so are you ready, Marv?
Oh, I'm excited about this.
Are you ready, Rock?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go for This or That. You, Mr. Davis. Playlist or podcast?
Podcast.
Slides or Crocs?
I like Crocs.
Okay. Beach or pool?
I like the beach.
Dogs or cats?
I was telling that to my girl. She got dogs. I used to have cats. Neither.
Well, you're allergic to, right?
Yeah, just like I'm not an animal person, but I'll deal with it.
Okay.
But I'll say neither.
Okay.
Is that answer?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong answers here.
Okay.
All right.
I'll say dogs then.
Okay.
I'll say dogs.
All right. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird all day. And that's so wow. Wow. Yeah, but more early. I'm more of an early bird than anything.
Got you.
That's when I feel like I'm my best.
All right. Instagram or TikTok?
I like Instagram.
Okay. To give or to receive?
Oh, give for sure.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Both.
So you're an ambivert.
Yeah, like I said, I had to be
Yeah.
an extrovert because of this platform.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I was like, I don't know if it was, I don't know why I was like that. Cause I was always the life of the party ever since I was a kid. But I guess little insecurities and like little fears that I
Sure,
had.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I say extrovert.
Okay. All right. Batman or Superman?
Batman, big time.
Iron Man or Captain America?
I like Iron Man.
Deadpool or Wolverine?
I like Wolverine for some reason.
Yeah. Are you glass half empty or glass half full?
Glass half full.
Would you rather be embarrassed or be afraid?
I'd rather be embarrassed. That happened to me too, especially as a quarterback of my football team.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd rather be embarrassed. I like that because it just shows you like you got exposed, so figure it out.
Exactly. I love that. Would you rather be too hot or be too cold?
That's a good one. Fuck. I'd rather be too hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would
It's
you
cold, that hurt. I'm black. You know what I'm saying? That shit, my extremities be done up quick. I don't know what that is with black people, but
I got you.
we be freezing. I don't like that.
Would you rather do dishes or laundry?
Laundry's my happy place.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I swear to God, for some reason. I mean, going to because for the longest I had it in my house, and now that I live in a loft situation, whatever, I got to go to the laundromat.
Yeah.
And I be loved going there, put my bags in the joint, going to this, sitting there for 30 minutes because that gives me time to start writing my ideas out. And sit still.
That's what I was gonna say. I can multitask while I do it. Yep. Are you book smart or street smart?
Street smart.
Do you prefer reading or writing?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like reading. Damn, that's a good one. I say I like reading. Okay. I like reading more.
Would you rather speak every language or play every instrument?
Speaking every language. Yeah.
Okay. Cardio or weights?
Oh, I mean, damn, it's both because I run crazy too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn.
That's why you're 47 looking 46.
But let's
right?
say weights. Let's say weights. Okay. But I love running though.
Okay.
I do that. I do that like every other morning.
All right. Dancing or karaoke?
Dancing.
Okay. Drama or comedy?
Drama, big time. Yeah.
Movie theater or streaming service?
I like the movie theater though.
Me too. Yeah. Ice water or room temperature?
Ice water.
And then finally, teamwork or solo project?
Oh no, teamwork all day.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do for this today. That's going to do for this episode of First Class, Second Place. Thank you to my great guest, Rock Davis, for coming through here. This is such a pleasure, bro. Thank you so much for doing this.
This is dope, man. I needed this too because like I said, I haven't done a podcast in a long time.
Oh, wow.
So to kind of get back talking again, it feels good. So I appreciate it.
And I appreciate the conversation, my man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, where can they find you on social media?
It's Rock Davis COM, ROCKDAVIS COM. That's where all my stuff is at because I'm actually dropping episode 2 of Rock with me. My man Anthony, people shooting him. My man KD, my man Justin to help me shoot it. So look out for that. I mean, obviously this will be out Monday, so that's perfect. I'll be babysitting on my IG tonight actually, which is a Wednesday night.
And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we close out?
Oh, everybody, all my creators or whatever. There's too many people to name. So just all the people that rock with me, all the people that hate on me, all the people that love me, all that. I got to take it all in. Yeah, I'm with everybody. I'm with all of it. I'm with all the smoke.
Love it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for doing this, man. I really appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at I'm Jason Enrique on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube at Jason Enrique. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. This has been the First Class, Second Place podcast. We out.
That was fire.